So I would like for you to just sit here, get an underhand grip, not overhand, but underhand, and then from here you're gonna hold the bar and you're gonna lean back. Now obviously you can do this, some people can do it just with the strength of the abdominals. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna go back using the strength of your back muscles and your biceps. This is a very basic beginner's introduction sort of movement. So you go back till your arms are straight and come back. Okay? Now you might want to adjust a little bit more forward or a little bit more back, whatever is comfortable for you. Okay? Now if you need to, you would do one more set of push-ups on the wall, and then you would do one more set of leaning back rows, okay, which is a very basic variation to activate the back and to activate your elbow flexors. Okay, now we're gonna go into the actual stances, okay, and we're gonna do it from a very basic point of view. The staple stance here is a horse stance. We're going to repeat the horse stance in between other stances. That's the staple stance. Okay. The way I would like for you to do the horse stance is to get your feet turned out. Okay. Notice that your feet are not parallel to each other, but they're turned out, and they're about at a right angle if you were to bring them together. Okay. Now, in my personal opinion and my experience, it's safer than a horse stance with your toes forward. Okay, so I would like for you to do it this way. So all you do is bring your legs slightly wider than your normal standing position. So if this is your standing position, you bring your feet slightly wider. Turn them out just a little bit. And we're going to go up and down like that. Okay, this is still a warm-up. We're going to go up and down like that. Just 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You don't have to go deep. You can just go about this much. Okay? And we did 5 repetitions. Okay? So after that, what we're going to do is we're going to stand on one leg, bring the other leg back. Okay? We want to keep the toes on the floor and just lean forward. Okay, and just lean forward. We're going to do that just 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate the same thing with my right leg from here. So, toes on the floor. 1, 2, and 3. So all we're doing here is leaning slightly from the hip, activating the posterior chain. Now, if you want to lift this leg off the floor, now it becomes a little bit of a balance issue, okay? And instead of holding on to something, I actually prefer that you have that toe on the floor and you sort of make yourself more comfortable in terms of balance, okay? So we did that. Now we're going to go back to the horse stand, but you're going to notice that every time you go back to the horse stand, you might actually come down a little bit deeper. You don't have to, but you'll notice that it might happen. So here we get the 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, good. Now, next stance you're going to do is the front stance. The way I want you to do the front stance here is your feet are about your hip width apart, both toes are forward. You bring one foot slightly forward. Both legs are straight here, but both feet are in the same direction. And I want you to just bend this knee. Bend this knee 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So your hips slightly go forward every time this knee is bent. Okay? Then we're going to switch sides. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then one more time. 1, 2, and 3. And on the side. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're going to go back to the horse stance. 1, 2, 3. Notice I did 3, usually I do 5, but let's say I did 3 and I feel a little bit of a fatigue, maybe in my quadriceps, maybe in my inner side, maybe in my glutes, or I feel like my joints are hurting a little bit and they need a little bit more of a warm up, or I went too deep. I'm going to stop at 3, that is fine. Okay, that is totally fine. Okay, now for the next movement, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my feet almost together, bend slightly forward at the hips, slightly forward at the hips. So this is the starting position. And I'm just going to bring one leg out to the side 3 times. 1. Notice that I don't keep it up. I touch with my toes. This helps with the balance issue. This may be too difficult in terms of balance. Also, once this leg is up, your abductors sort of kick in. So you put that toe on the floor and you do that 3 times. And then the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now, at this range of motion, technically you can keep your body vertical and still do this. Okay? I would like for you to start getting used to bring the body slightly forward. Okay. Now the next stance that we're going to do is one of the warrior stances. So what I want you to do is take one foot and just turn it out. So notice if the feet are slightly wider than your normal hip range, just turn it out. And we're going to lean in just 3 times. 1, bending this knee, 2, and 3. Okay? And then same thing on the other side. 1, 2, and 3. And then again the other side. 1, 2, and 3. And other side. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And now of course we go back to the horse stance. We can go up and down 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the explanation, this is taking a long time. Normally, the whole warm-up is going to be done very quickly, so you don't have to worry about this taking a lot of your time. I'm just giving you the explanation and showing you different ways so that you can get it into your system and then you can do it a lot faster. Okay? So, what we're going to do now is we're going to just bring one knee up. Then bring one knee up, and we're just going to do it 3 times. Okay, notice the other knee is soft. That means that it doesn't have to be bent, but it's not completely locked out. It's just slightly soft. Okay, it flexed a little bit more than a complete lockout. And we bring the other knee up. 1, 2, 3. Same thing on that side. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and again. 1, 2, 3, and then again. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now we go to the horse stance again. 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, the horse stance is our staple. Okay. Now we get into the lunge stance. I want you to place one foot forward, same way the horse stance, except for the feet were wide apart and they stayed apart. For the lunge stance, I want you to move that foot a little bit closer. So instead of here, it's here. And I want you to lift the heel. The opposite heel is lifted. Okay? And then from there, we're going to bend this knee 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Other side. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And I would like to actually warm up the back leg too. So here, we're going to focus on the back leg. We're going to drop the heel slightly and bring back. 1, 2, 3. Keeping this knee just slightly bent. Same thing on the other side. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And now we're going to do the horse stance 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And for the last stance, which is a very basic variation of the Warrior 4, now ideally you will turn your feet out. Okay, you will have one foot completely turned out. This cannot be expected for a beginner, so you take one foot and you turn it out as much as possible. Okay, maybe it's going to turn out this much. Okay, maybe it's going to turn out all the way. So I'm going to assume that I can't turn out completely. This is ideal, but I can only do that. And I'm going to bring this leg directly to the side. Okay, keeping my body vertical this time. Okay, and I'm going to bring that leg directly to the side, and I'm going to drop my body slightly in the opposite direction. Okay, so I don't want to keep my body vertical as the leg comes up. I want to drop my body as the leg comes up. Okay, and I'm going to touch my toes to the floor, just for the beginner's balance issue. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Opposite side. Okay, now I'm going to do it with complete turnout. 1, 2, 3. And other side. 1, 2, 3. And other side. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And finally we're gonna do the horse stance one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's sort of a squatting variation. Okay, now we're going to do all the stances. And we're going to do all the stances and we're going to hold them. Okay? Ideally, I want to start with 10 seconds, which is a normal holding time for intermediate and more advanced variation. Okay? So I want to start with 10 seconds. If you can't do 10 seconds, you will do 5 seconds. You will do 3 seconds. You will do whatever you can. Okay? So here, we're going to do 10 seconds. Okay? Very basic horse stance, whatever you can do. Bend your knees as much as you can. Okay? Very basic here. Okay? And we'll do 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good. Now, we're going to lean slightly forward. Okay? Slightly forward. Now, I'm going to keep my toe, my back leg, I'm going to keep my toe very close to the ground, just in case I stumble, okay, for security purposes. So here, I'm keeping my toe very close to the ground on one leg, just leaning slightly forward, okay? All I want to do is just bring my body slightly forward of my base of support, just slightly, okay? 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Normally, I would do this twice. I would do left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. I'm not going to do it now. Remember, we're just starting out. So, we go back to the horse stance here. Okay, and we hold it for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Remember, you can do this every day. Okay, at this pace, you can do it every day.